And we're back with another episode of STW, Shit Talkin' Wrestling. Our first video episode. Well, no, it's not our first video episode of Shit Talkin' Wrestling. Because last week's episode is technically a crossover event.
That was a main episode, though.
It's a crossover event between STW and Shit Talkin' with Ellen. But you know, we got the original crew. Okay, listen, the microphone is in here tonight.
We said don't listen to him.
Thank you.
I said no, I don't.
Yeah, you gotta speak up. Gotta be loud tonight.
I did no, I'm not going to be.
I hate you. Alright then.
It's on the other side of the room. You gotta be loud enough.
He should have moved me.
I had to move you! I had to move you so the camera would pick up all of your facial reactions.
You could have saw me. You could have saw me.
No, they wouldn't have seen you because I was like in front of you. Unless you want to sit like on my side, on my other side, then we have to do some more fucking moving around. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Alright, on screen,
Oh my
everybody.
God.
We're going to be moving Ellen. Alright, no, how
This
this
is
is
like the theme
going
of
to
the night is moving on.
This is the only reason why I said yeah.
work. Alright.
Why? Because you wanted him to shove you around.
I like when he moves me. I like being moved.
Oh.
Oh,
Ow. The chair has gotten caught in
my legs.
You crippled Ellen.
Alright, Ellen, can you be seen on camera? No.
No.
We're gonna move the camera a bit. There, you're seen on camera. Are we good now? Are we all good? Are we all situated? Are you good, Ellen?
Yeah, you mean?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. This is fantastic. How are you, Alexis?
The basis of psychopharmacology.
Okay, no one cares. All right. Okay, psychology.
What is that for?
Abnormal with Una.
Yeah, we got people doing homework again. What of it? We got people drinking creamer. Straight.
I don't know what you're
What of
talking
it?
about.
What kind of cream are you drinking?
Irish cream.
Okay.
I have another one up there.
I know you do. I saw you grab 2 of them. So, tonight, we're going to
It
continue
tracks lesbian.
our...
It's what's his name? What the guy who sings the song? That's not descriptive. The Take Me
Ed
to Church
Sheeran,
guy.
he sings Hoser.
Yeah, a lesbian.
He's a lesbian?
He's
Frankie's
big in lesbian
Frankie's a
culture, and
lesbian.
he's
I'm not a
Frankie's a lesbian. Lesbian.
Not lesbian.
but Irish, and there's like a whole. It's lesbian culture. You wouldn't
Okay,
understand.
I don't.
He would know it.
Needs some
I
help.
wouldn't know it. Okay. We're going to continue our wacky and fun-filled adventure into the world of wrestling by introducing Ellen to some wrestlers. She's off camera now, making a weird face off camera. Make the weird face for the camera. There we go.
It's
You
fantastic.
can't lean back.
No, I like it because I like to pop in.
This is also just creamer.
I'm trying to push her in. It's not
Move
happening.
me.
Okay. So tonight we're going to continue the Monday Night Raw roster.
There.
So last time we left off on Broken Matt Hardy.
That was a thing that I vaguely recall.
So I'll show you Broken Matt Hardy.
Oh yeah, because I remember he looked like someone from another show.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh my God!
You know Twin Peaks?
Now that I've actually seen Twin Peaks, yes, that's exactly. Oh my God, Ellen!
You should have told me you watched Twin Peaks. I would have loved you.
And welcome everyone to the Twin Peaks
Too bad you're
edition.
not a lesbian.
I can be for you.
What horrible people! I'm so sorry. You're right, though. Oh my God.
His face
Welcome.
was just like.
Welcome to the Twin Peaks edition of STW, where every wrestler is from Twin Peaks.
Now we
No,
have to
just
assign
him.
them all a character.
So
What?
We have to assign them all characters.
Yeah.
now we're gonna continue on, and we're gonna have some fun tonight. I think. Okay.
Bother.
We already had that comparison in the last episode.
Yeah, but I wasn't aware at the
So-
time.
No.
First, so what's gonna happen, guys, is if you might be aware from the first episode we put out of this season, there's going to be some picture-in-picture going on with the wrestlers. So the wrestlers are going to appear in the middle vicinity
I
of
think you
the
should put it
screen.
over my face.
We're not putting
It'll
wrestlers
be
over Alexis'
An
face.
improvement,
No.
even for the ugly ones.
Okay, so first we have from the Divas division.
Divas.
Sorry, they used to be called Divas. Let me correct it. They used to be called Divas before.
Oh.
Now we're continuing the Monday Night Raw roster,
Do
remember?
we still get a girl though?
They're called Women.
There's still
Ooh,
women.
It's the
Women.
Women's division.
Women.
That's something.
So we get a girl. It is Mickie James.
She looks like a mix between Cher and Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
A little
yeah,
bit.
I see that. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Mickie James,
I can agree.
great wrestler. She's been wrestling for a while, since the early 2000s. She's from Richmond, Virginia. She's 5'4". So now since we're doing this on our phone, I can get more details for you. I can tell you what their finishing moves are, because sometimes they're puns. So her finishing moves are the implant DDT and the Mick kick.
That's stupid.
What do you think of the Mick kick?
That's stupid.
Why?
Because it's stupid.
It just rhymes. There's
Yeah.
nothing clever to it. She changed one letter. Big whoop.
Okay, what letter did she change?
The first one.
Mick kick?
Mick and Kick.
Mick and Kit, between Mick
Oh,
and Kit.
okay. So next we have, we're going to move on. I'm done.
Stupid.
We're going to move on to one of my favorite wrestlers. One of Alexis's favorite wrestlers.
Oh, I was gonna say, if it's one of your favorite, then we have to shit talk whoever it is.
It is
Yeah.
the man himself. The Miz.
I do like him.
The current
He's so
Intercontinental
He
Champion.
is fine.
The Miz.
He's really entertaining. He's somewhat attractive as
He
well.
is attractive.
So the Miz, his whole gimmick
He
is
does look older, but like he's
Yeah.
an attractive.
His
older
whole
guy.
gimmick is that he's WWE produces films. They have their WWE studios, and he was in one of them. So his whole gimmick is now he's been in a couple, but when he first came out for his first one, his whole gimmick became that he's now a Hollywood star and better than
I
everyone
love
else.
that. It's so fucking funny.
And so his finishing moves,
It's like,
his
that's
signature moves,
amazing.
he's got the figure 4 leg lock, which was given to him by the best man who gave the figure 4 leg lock, Ric Flair, and the skull crushing finale.
Okay.
He's the current Intercontinental Champion. He's also the leader of the Miztourage.
Also,
I mean, you would think.
very entertaining.
So the Miztourage are those. If you remember Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, they're two guys that just follow him around. They're his entourage, but he calls them the Miztourage.
That's cute.
Yeah,
That is cute.
people like the Miz.
He's fun.
Alexis really likes the Miz because the Miz is fun,
I'm fine with it.
and he's a champion. He's the Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, and he's the one that goes on and on about his pregnant wife.
Oh yeah, he's the one who talks about his pregnant wife.
Aww.
Whenever he says anything about his wife, it's not just, my wife or her actual name, it's my pregnant wife.
Yeah, of course.
Which is like,
So-
wow, okay.
It's like, yeah, okay.
Stop milking it, bitch.
So next we have a member of the 205 Live roster. Now, in case you forgot, 205 Live, they're the cruiserweights. They're the smaller wrestlers. They have to be 205 pounds or
Little
under
guys.
to be part of the 205 Live roster.
Little babies.
And so here we have Mustafa Ali. So what do you think of Mustafa? Tell me.
Okay.
Exotic.
Exotic!
He's very
Exotic.
attractive.
Is he very attractive?
So-
Yeah, I would do it.
Certainly.
I.
I would.
Did you just say it?
Yeah.
He's a person,
No.
not a creature.
No. He is.
He's not a creature.
Agree to disagree.
Racism.
I was gonna say, I thought Jenna was supposed to be the racist one.
No, it's not because I'm racist. It's just because he's like a person. I would say that to like anyone, even if it was white.
Oh my God!
And again.
So next we have
Thank you.
the king of the cruiserweights.
Does he have a little crown?
No. His
No.
name
Then
is.
you're not a king.
No.
His name
not.
is Neville.
He's nothing.
We're gonna show you.
Neville.
This is
His name is. He deserves to be named
Like
Neville.
like that hair.
Neville Longbottom. He deserves nothing more.
So
than
Neville.
that.
Neville.
Ears.
His full name used to be Adrian Neville in wrestling,
Neville
and now
Longbottom.
wrestlers aren't allowed to have two names, so they stripped the Adrian from him, and now he's just Neville.
Good. He doesn't deserve the Adrian.
Why?
2 first names, you know what that means.
That's true. Can't trust him. Can't trust people with 2 first names.
Why?
They're not trustworthy.
My name is Ellen Marie.
But you don't have 2 first.
No,
We're not about
your
first name, last
your
name.
last name.
Your last name's O'Neill. That's not a first name.
Yeah.
Oh, that was his last name.
Yeah, Neville was his last name. Adrian Neville.
Who goes by their middle name? That's just stupid.
Sometimes
I know
people
by my
do.
middle
You're
name.
faking gay.
I'm not gay.
You're faking gay. Yes, he's a lesbian.
Okay. So now Adrian Neville hasn't been seen
He's dead.
in
He's dead.
WWE for quite a long
Probably
time.
because
Neville
he's
found dead
hiding
in
in
Miami.
a rock somewhere
No.
because nobody loves him.
So there's been a lot of rumors about how he felt that WWE was going in the wrong direction.
What direction is that?
On
Left or
205
right?
Live.
Down.
Wrong creative.
Whoa,
Yeah,
down.
no.
Mm.
And he
Sounds
was
right.
like, listen, I don't want to wrestle anymore. So either release me from my contract or I'm gonna sit it out. So he's sitting out his contract. They might bring him back because I think the problem he had was that he was the face of 205 Live.
That's an unfortunate face, but you know.
Oh
But
my God,
because he
yeah.
was the best cruiserweight wrestler.
Now
there.
that's an it.
And
That's what I'm talking
Enzo Amore, you remember him?
The boy.
Do I?
He's the one who had like the blonde hair and the black beard.
He's a trip.
He had the hair that was like fucking
Yeah,
all
it's
weird
like-
and shit.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
We're not going to show you Enzo Amore again, though, because he has been fired from the WWE
Oh.
for rape.
Really?
He's-
I didn't hear about this.
So Enzo Amore has been accused of sexual assault and raping a woman, and so WWE was like, we're not dealing with this, you're fired.
Good.
That's probably the
I
best
would
choice.
believe that.
And so
Okay.
now 205 Live is moving in a different direction, away from when he was the champion.
Yeah, that's probably a good choice.
And so Neville might come back, who knows? They're having a tournament right now to determine a new cruiserweight champion, and we don't know 4 of the participants as of yet, so.
Wow.
I don't want
This is news to me.
Yeah, I know, breaking news for
Yeah.
Alexis.
I don't want it.
So now we're moving back to the women's division.
Oh,
We have
women's division.
a relative of The Rock.
Oh, I probably know who this is.
Her name is Nia Jax.
Okay.
Nothing
I'm a
special about
fan,
Nia Jax.
personally.
It's like, I don't
What?
I'm a fan personally.
Yeah.
But not of that outfit in particular.
Yeah,
Other outfits that I've
it's
seen her
just-
in. a
It's
fan.
not.
Nia Jax has great eyes.
See,
She also
She
look
has really
at
great
her.
eyes.
Look at her. She could definitely take you, and I mean that in like multiple ways.
Right. You know, you're right.
Like fantastic, A+. I'd go for that.
She could kill everyone in this room.
Oh yeah,
Good.
yeah, and I'd let her.
I would
That'd be
too.
great.
You let her kill you?
Yeah,
I would too.
that is the highest compliment
Like,
from a gay.
please.
That is the highest compliment to be killed.
I guess it depends.
You don't want to be killed by a gay?
No, it's not the gayness part. It's just
The death?
Depends
The
who-
death part?
it depends who's killing you.
What if Nia Jax tried to kill you?
I wouldn't have. I don't know. Like,
don't-
I
you
don't
know
really
what?
care
You
about
couldn't
her.
stop it,
Right.
so you can't have a problem with it. Also,
I mean, I could have a problem with it, but I just
Just
wouldn't
because you
be able
can't
to
stop it doesn't mean you don't have a problem with it.
that's the way I live my life. You don't have to.
And it also depends how she kills me.
Oh yeah,
She'd probably just like leap on you repeatedly because her finishing move used to be a leg drop.
she should just like lay on you.
That's what I'm saying.
Smothering.
Then I would just let it.
Let it happen.
I'd be like,
Do it again.
All right then.
Are you,
Nia Jax, how you doing?
are you,
All right.
are you regretting this?
Yeah, a little bit. So now we have another 205 Live wrestler from Scotland, Noam Dar.
oh,
Do you like Noam Dar?
he's a cutie.
Okay, he's not ugly, but
He's
he said
Scottish.
Scotland, so I can hear the voice.
His jawline is very, very obtuse. Do you know what obtuse is?
I do.
It's
but,
you. It's you.
It's-
Ricky, you're obtuse.
Acute obtuse.
Do you like that his
That's
jawline's very
flat,
obtuse?
actually, if you want.
No, I was like obtuse. I did it right.
Do you like that he has an obtuse face?
I don't mind it.
Do you like obtuse faces?
I honestly cannot tell you what she means by that. So
I don't either.
Maybe.
Look at his picture again.
All right, let's bring
Come
Noam
on.
back. There's Noam.
See, it's just he has very.
Two.
See, I think it's a strong jawline, not
Yeah,
obtuse.
that's what I'm thinking, I guess. Because it's like, it goes right
I
into
don't-
his neck.
I wouldn't say it's obtuse. I don't know what
It
that
is
fucking
obtuse.
means.
Oh my god. Come back to elementary school.
I know what it means, but not when you're describing a jawline, dumb. You dumb fuck.
Obtuse.
That was more cute than obtuse.
It was a little bit cute. Obtuse.
That was
That's
a cute
just like-
still.
It was.
You know the
I
shark
can't
song
do
that
it
you sang at camp?
without getting out of the camera.
Baby
though.
shark.
Here, this is a right angle. This is an obtuse angle.
There.
you go. Obtuse.
That was still you weakened a little.
You were weak.
You're weak.
You're
are
weak.
Are we ready for the next wrestler?
Yes.
And this
Boy.
is a sad one. For
Oh.
Why?
Now we're
Is
at.
she dead?
No, she's not dead, but this is another women's wrestler.
I knew it was
Paige.
because I saw it. Okay. She kind of reminds me of someone who would be a backup dancer for Evanescence.
Yeah.
So she
I
has
like that
she has
description.
plunge. She has plunge as her finisher. She has the Ram Page. It's Ram Page, but it was spelled like her name.
It's fucking
And then she has the
stupid.
Paige Turner.
I hate her.
So I mentioned it's sad. Paige is super young. She's been wrestling.
I forgot that her name was Paige.
The story about her is that she's been wrestling since before she was born. Her mom took a bump in the ring when she was pregnant, and she didn't realize she was pregnant because she wasn't showing yet, and she hadn't realized she had missed her period yet. And so she took a bump in the ring when she was pregnant with Paige.
Wait, her mom was a wrestler?
Her mom and dad are both wrestlers. Her brothers are wrestlers too. And so she's a wrestler. She made it to WWE, made it to NXT. They're doing this thing right now called the Women's Revolution, where they're actually shining a spotlight on the women's division. They main evented a pay-per-view for the first time ever. They had their first ever Women's Royal Rumble match.
Progress.
They're going to have their first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match. And
Pretty good. You know.
And they're doing super great things. And she's one of the ones that brought it about in NXT. Made it to the main roster. Her first night on the main roster, she won the Divas Championship. This is when they were still called Divas, before they were the women's division. But, so, about a year ago, she got suspended for their drug policy.
What kind of drugs?
I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between, like, you know,
It might have been.
weed
It
and
was probably
steroids.
like weed.
Yeah.
It wasn't steroids.
See, that's, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's
steroids
not-
less
Well, they
forgivable.
have to.
Other kind of drugs more.
They have to.
I
They have to.
understand.
Then she had a second wellness policy violation, which is more time. Then she got hurt.
Were there more drugs?
More drugs. Then she got hurt.
Smoking happened.
She got hurt. She injured her neck
Oh,
and
God.
was out for
that's the
a
worst.
year. Then she finally came back. And she was leading this team called Absolution.
Oh, yeah.
And it was doing great. People were loving Absolution. People were going to enjoy the storyline. Then they went to a house show, which is a live event. That's not taped for TV. It's just a live event. She took a move. Something went wrong. She injured her neck again. She went to the doctors. Now, WWE hasn't confirmed this. All they've been saying is that she's hurt. But since then, she hasn't taken any bumps in the ring. She hasn't wrestled a match. And what the rumors are that the doctors told her they will never clear her to wrestle again. And she's like in her mid-20s. So she's being forced to retire. That's what the rumors are. Now, WWE hasn't confirmed this, so until WWE confirms it,
I mean, if you fuck up your neck,
Yeah.
that's like the
And
one
like that's
body
her
part
second
you can't-
time.
Yeah.
well, see, a lot of people have fucked up their neck. Stone Cold Steve Austin, who we might get to when we talk about legends of the business, but just say this now. In the middle of a match, he broke his neck. He couldn't move. And then the end of the match, he had to win the match. He rolled the guy up so weakly, and they had to he walked out. He could get out with the help from people, but he continued to wrestle afterwards. Like, he took time off to recover, obviously.
Yeah.
But he continued to wrestle afterwards, and he became the biggest star in the business.
But, like, this is her second time with a neck injury, and that could
and you're
really
young,
do
so it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. Well, that's, like, the thing. There was another
It
wrestler,
doesn't get
Edge.
better after that point.
When we talk about legends, you'll see who Edge is. But he had the same neck problem as her, and he wrestled a match not knowing. So the night he wrestled a WrestleMania match.
Oh, God.
So the night before WrestleMania, he had tests run by the doctors. Then he wrestled his match. And then afterwards, the doctors came out and were like, listen, you could have died in that match tonight because your neck is so hurt right now. You can't wrestle anymore. And so he came out and he had to retire. Like, the next night on Raw, he came out and he was like, listen, guys, I can't do it anymore.
That's so sad.
And he had to retire as world champion.
Well, I mean, that's a nice way to retire.
Yeah.
That is a nice way to retire. But, like, I think he felt bad because when we talk about history of wrestling, I think, well, I probably won't mention it, but, like, the wrestlers have this thing where if they know they're going to retire, they go out losing. That way the person who retired them looks better to the audience because they retired a legend. Imagine how good a person would look if they were the one who said, hey, I retired the 6-time world champion Edge.
Yeah. So, like, they purposefully
They lose. Well, yeah, they're like, hey, listen, you're going to lose tonight.
Oh, well, I wouldn't like to do that, though.
On your last match, you wouldn't want to lose?
No.
You want to go out as a winner?
Yeah, I would want to go
But
out
it's kind of like you're handing.
It's like
your
I get
title
it.
off to
No,
someone.
yeah, I get it, but at the same time, no.
At the same time, fuck you.
You
Yeah,
should do
like,
enough
I'm
winning
gonna
over your
fucking-
career.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
didn't.
did enough winning.
No.
Ellen's like, I'm going to win all
I'm
the
gonna
time.
go off with a bang.
What kind of bang on?
A lot of bangs.
A lot of that.
Bang, bang.
So, yeah, let's move on now to the next wrestler. This is
Now
R-Truth.
that we're all sad.
I don't like that one. I don't like his eyes.
What do you
I
think of
don't know.
R-Truth?
He looks like a shaman.
A shaman!
I think you don't like his eyes because they did you can
They're
tell
creepy.
they touched it up a lot and made them super white. And I think
Oh,
that's
no. Those are his actual
Are you
eyes.
sure?
Yes.
Seriously?
They're
Those are his
creepy.
Okay, I
actual
take it
eyes.
back then.
Yeah.
That's too white.
It's creepy.
People shouldn't have that white of eye. That's a lot.
R-Truth really hasn't been on TV recently, but his
Like,
gimmick
smoke some weed.
used to be
Yeah.
cool.
No, for real.
He actually got in trouble for smoking weed at one time.
Smoke some more, baby.
Yeah, right?
You need to chill out.
Always.
His gimmick is
Other than
that
that, though, he's not ugly.
his gimmick. He hasn't been on TV in a while, but his gimmick before used to be that he was crazy, and he had like a
I
little
get it.
imaginary
His
friend
eyes.
named Little Jimmy that he would talk to,
Jesus.
and he was scared of spiders and scared of heights.
Same.
I don't understand people who are scared of spiders. Heights, I understand. Spiders,
I'm not
though,
scared of spiders.
spiders aren't gonna hurt you. They're little baby boys.
Black Widow.
I get
Have you ever physically seen a black widow in the wild?
bit
No.
so much,
Exactly.
and like they itch though.
I've never gotten bit by a spider.
Yeah.
I've gotten bit.
And I
Yeah.
live
Well, okay, I'm not
in
bit right now.
the woods. Where do you live now? Do you live in the woods or do you live in a fucking suburb?
There's some ones, but
You're saying there are some woods, that means there's a tree. So
no, there's not, because like
there's a tree.
I live right by like this
There's
lake.
2 trees.
By this,
Thank you.
Shut up! By this lake area, so like there's a
Lake
bunch
area.
of woods. You don't understand. I live in Easton. It's not like a suburb.
Easton's a great. Hey,
Fuck you.
Easton is a great wrestling town.
Is it?
Larry Holmes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
He's boxing though.
Yeah, he's awesome. Easton used
They're all
to
the
be.
same.
There's this company called Chikara,
Uh-huh.
and every year they have this tournament called the King of the Trios,
Same.
where it's 3-man teams going up against each other,
Man teams.
and for many
Don't
years,
either.
for a lot of years, they held the tournament exclusively in Easton because it's near Philly, and
It
Philly's
is
a
near
big.
Philly.
Philly's a big wrestling town.
Well, that's where I live,
Yeah.
and there's some trees there.
So if they have the King of Trios, you should go see it.
I like Easton. It's a cute little town. We
So-
used to go there.
Really,
Next
you've
we
been
have.
there?
Yeah, I've been
So
in
then you
most
know.
of PA.
Alright.
So then you know. So don't judge
It's
me.
basically
So we're gonna
we
show-
don't have real woods.
We're gonna show
Yeah,
now.
we're not real woods, but like, I got bit there.
Stop being scared of spiders.
I got bit there though.
Just a little baby boy.
No, I don't.
You're a little baby boy.
I know.
I don't like them anyway.
Now we're gonna show a backstage interviewer. The best backstage interviewer. There's a reason she's super important. She's the best. First of all. She's also married to a wrestler
She's a
that you'll
ghost.
meet later. So here we go.
Everyone
This is
else's.
sorry, I won't say her husband's name. I was thinking of him.
Say
This is Renee Young.
Okay.
You have nothing to
I
say?
don't know. She looks like a mom.
Okay.
no, Mom.
Now,
Like
you
a
remember
suburb mom.
her? This is Renee. Sorry.
She looks like such an intense soccer mommy. Yes.
I love Renee
She's
Young.
gonna
She
come
drives
down
a
to
van.
the PTA meeting and kill a woman for,
She drives a
taking
van.
her son's spot on the baseball team or
Or
whatever.
a CRV.
She drives a Sierra,
Oh my god.
a Symphony.
Mm.
But it's like, and those are old, but hers is like impeccable.
Hers is like brand spanking new.
So this is we're moving on.
It's gold.
This
You
is
didn't tell me anything about her. Why is she
Yeah.
important?
she's the best backstage interviewer they have. She's super good.
Why?
By whose criteria?
By
Exactly.
a
What
lot
is
of
she-
fans' criteria.
What does she do for that?
She actually, like, I don't know, she seems like she's interested in it. A lot of them are, like, super, when they ask a question, they just have a super dead 10-yard stare looking away from the camera while the person's talking.
Ellen, so what's your opinion on tonight's match?
I don't have one.
Thanks, Ellen.
Thanks for that super important opinion.
Okay, we're moving on. Moving on to someone you saw at the Rumble, and you had a visceral reaction to.
Oh,
She was super upset at the way he spelled his name.
Was
I
I?
called it.
Yes.
I don't remember either.
So this is Rhino.
Oh,
I
it doesn't have a Y in it.
It does. I don't remember being upset at his name.
You
though.
were upset because he ran in and you were yelling about why did he have
Oh,
a
I'm
Y
like,
in his
I
name.
think I was saying, like, why is his name Rhino?
I remember that.
He's stupid.
He's okay. He's not stupid.
He is. You're wrong.
So the next wrestler we have is someone I love. He's one of my favorites. He is my sweet Samoan prince.
The boy.
He was hot.
He is Roman Reigns.
Oh, I do like him though.
I'm a fan. See, look, you can just keep it over here.
I do like that one.
It's cute.
Yeah.
He's a cutie.
Mhm. I like his hair a lot.
I like the
I'm a fan of
Samoans.
his hair.
You like the? He's also related to The Rock.
Oh.
I do like them.
You like The Rock?
I like him better.
You like
Yeah.
Roman better?
Me too.
Yeah,
Because he's
more
not as
attractive.
muscly.
Yeah, and
He's
like
got,
he has
like,
hair.
Slim. And the hair.
Mhm.
I love that hair.
Mhm.
There's
Could just
some
grab
of these
on
guys, like, you were not made to have long hair. He is made to have long
He
hair.
is.
Yeah.
He's perfect. He's one that could like pull off a nice man bun if he wanted.
He has.
Oh
He
my
has in
god.
the past.
That's
no,
what I'm
front
saying.
picture.
Yes.
Now.
Now I need it.
Okay. But let me tell you.
It's
So
in
while
my
we're doing
Like I
this,
could just like grab it and just.
I know, just a little.
Just smash it into the wall.
Alright,
Just kidding.
If he with his face attached
He's a
to
little
it.
man bun.
Oh, if it was a little higher, it would be better.
So
He's
adorable.
cute.
I love it.
Roman Reigns is great. I love
He's
Roman
a
Reigns.
cute
Now, let me tell you
baby.
something. The internet,
Favorite.
a lot of internet wrestling fans hate Roman Reigns.
Why?
Because they feel that WWE is pushing him down our throats. They don't want him to be the face of the company.
I like him.
They
I-
think
I
he wins
disagree.
too much.
Well,
And
that's because he's good. Like,
Yeah.
shut up. What do you mean he wins too much?
And they chant at him that he can't wrestle, but he actually can. He has really good matches, like almost
He is.
every
That's
night.
why he wins.
I mean, that's not why he wins.
Right, because
but-
the other guy could just suck really bad.
And he wins because he's over with the fans. Women and children love him.
I could
Well,
see
yeah.
why.
He has the same thing as John Cena. So when John Cena comes out and people boo him, it's all these like really deep voices because men hate him.
That's fine.
That's stupid.
But whenever
It is stupid.
you hear people cheering for
You
him,
know why?
it's higher pitched. because it's women and children cheering for
Yeah,
him. It's the
you
same
can,
with
you
Roman.
can tell because John Cena has like the family vibe.
He does.
And
He's the
Roman
daddy.
doesn't have a family vibe, but he's not like
He's like-
intensely muscly or manly.
No, he is
He's got a
the-
nice middle ground.
He is the star of a romance novel.
Yes, you're right.
That is
he's
the type of
he's on
person
the
he
cover
is.
of like a Nicholas Sparks. or
Yes,
something.
with like his shirt off
He's
on a
the-
beach with a woman like in
Yes.
his arms, like and his hair blowing. Yes, that's what he looks like.
That's exactly what he is. I want us to make up a picture.
I can picture it perfectly.
Hey,
I-
fans, if any of the fans are artists out there, make that. Find a picture of
That'd be
Roman Reigns
perfect.
and draw him as a romance novel cover.
Yeah, like with a white pirate shirt, but with a
Yes, it
A
does have
deep
pirate shirt.
V-neck.
And draw him
And
with
then
Ellen.
he's
Like
like,
it's not.
yes,
it's
draw
to the
it
point
with
where
me,
everybody's holding
please.
Draw him holding Ellen.
Yes, and I'm gonna be in like a really nice flowy red dress
Yes.
on a beach and just be like,
We want this now.
Yeah,
I
like one
need
hand
it.
on his chest like this.
Yeah.
With the light
Okay.
fingers.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to another Samoan.
just stroking his nipple.
Are you ready? Are you ready? It's another Samoan. This is the not the only. Like I was sure it can't be the only, but it's one of the few wrestling Samoans not part of the Rock's family.
Wow.
Here we have
Jeez.
the Samoan submission machine,
Oh, submission.
Samoa Joe.
Oh no, he's not a good one. He's not the good one.
Listen, I know what he looks like.
He's like,
I've seen this boy.
Yeah, how do you feel about Joe?
he looks like a rock person.
Not the Rock.
Yeah,
a
no,
Rock.
Yeah, and it's funny because
You know what? I can see that though.
He is,
Yeah.
his
Like
head.
an actual rock.
Yes.
He looks like he could just crunch up a little bit and become a boulder.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's got it's the neck.
And
Yeah.
the head too. It's so round.
Yeah, it's got like it's like a what's that Pokemon? The
Geodude?
it's like no. It's like it looks like a little bug and it has the two black eyes on the front. It's brown, but then it has like underneath real eyes on underneath. It looks like a little bug.
I don't know. That's the worst description I've ever heard of a damn
Hold on,
Like
I'll
a little
find it.
turtle.
Give me a minute. I have like 30 of them.
So Samoa Joe's great. He's a great wrestler.
Give me some time here.
That's good.
But you don't like him? He's not attractive,
He's
Samoan?
not attractive.
No,
to
he's
Samoa.
not.
No.
Now, I will
I'm
tell you
like
this.
super close to the mic.
When we get to the
You're gonna
SmackDown roster,
hate me.
the SmackDown Live roster, there are two more Samoans. They're twins. And they're part of the Rock family.
I'm not a fan of those ones. I don't think.
Oh, they're not
I
attractive.
feel like I'm not. I feel like.
I feel they're not as attractive as Roman,
Yeah.
but I feel like they're attractive.
Okay. Well, I need to know.
You will eventually.
This is really important. It's a little bug one.
If we have time tonight, we'll start the SmackDown Live roster, but I don't feel like we're going to have time.
Yeah, no.
Because we're already a half hour in.
Okay.
Alright, we had some interruptions and delays.
Thanks.
Anyway, moving back to the women's division.
It was Jenna.
Yeah, it was Jenna. We're moving back to the women's division. No. You didn't get to be on the shot. No!
I can now you fucked up the camera.
I can do
No,
what
get out of the shot. No, you interrupted enough.
I can do what I want.
Yes, it's an Ellen show. Oh, dang.
It should have been Ellen's episode. Should have been. Okay. Anyway, we have. So we have the women's division. Sasha Banks, the boss.
I don't mind her. I like her. She's fine.
I have like mixed opinions on this one.
What do you think about Sasha Banks?
Like
Her
I think
face
she
is
could be
pretty.
cute if she wore less makeup.
Yeah, I agree.
Like she's
I
got
agree
a
with
lot.
that for most of them, though. Like,
Yeah, me too.
But
That's
they
why
have
I
to wear a lot of
her
makeup
face
because
is-
they're
I
on
know
TV.
they don't have a choice.
yeah, you're right.
But
you're
like
right. Sex sells, you know?
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
you're
for
right.
explaining it to me, Ellen. I wasn't
that's
sure.
why Roman Reigns is so popular.
He's not that popular though.
Popular with
I know.
the women and
Yeah.
children.
That figured if you say sex sells and then mention children.
Children think things are sexy.
Thanks, Ellen. Thank you so much.
Fueling the pedophiles.
All right.
Frankie's a child.
We're gonna move on. I'm not a
I'm
child.
also a
I'm
child.
20.
You're still
I am a child.
You're 18. You're an adult now.
You're a baby.
I'm a baby boy.
Okay, moving on. One half of the tag team, The Revival. We have Scott Dawson.
No relation to other famous people whose first name starts with an S.
No,
last name is Dawson.
Shane Dawson.
I've never watched a Shane Dawson video,
I
and hope I
used to watch him a lot, but I then gave up.
I never watched him, and then he started doing conspiracy theory videos, and I like listening to crackpot conspiracy theories, so I watched those.
I like conspiracy theories.
I am a conspiracy theory.
You want to do a conspiracy
Me too.
theory episode?
Yes.
That can be mine.
You know what? You know what? The only conspiracy theory I would actually somewhat believe, if it was true, is the Avril Lavigne one.
What's that?
The one that Avril Lavigne's been replaced by like a clone of
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne.
I don't believe that.
I've seen some. I would believe it.
They just started being able to clone monkeys,
Yeah.
so there's no
I mean,
way
I
we
mean,
clone
I
a
mean,
human.
There could be
No,
just
it's
like
under-
a look
it's
like a
underground. They
doppelganger.
release it as the public becomes ready.
Oh my god. The public's not ready for the monkey thing,
No,
I think,
they're
so.
not.
I'm not ready for the monkeys.
I'm ready for.
Did you
a
hear
clone
about that?
of
They
myself.
cloned monkeys. Yeah, they cloned a monkey.
I
We're
would,
gonna.
I would clone
What's that?
myself.
What's my book that I like? I'm ready to have clones of myself, like in House of the Scorpion,
I would
and
clone.
harvest their organs.
I would clone myself.
Would you?
Yeah.
Why? What would you do with your
I would
clone?
also clone myself, so I would finally have a girlfriend.
Then I
Then you can't date yourself!
I
That's just masturbation!
Because that's what I was gonna do with mine.
That's just masturbation!
Yeah. That's
So, but then it
You
would
know
be I could cuddle. And I wouldn't be alone.
Get a stuffed animal.
It's
They're
not.
not alive.
They don't hug back.
What if
She's
your-
right.
What if your clone didn't want to hug you?
I'd
I would
kill
kill
them. Yeah. You keep killing them until eventually one day
They learn.
Yeah, they learn.
Alright, moving on.
Eventually.
Former tag team
But
champion.
they're clothes, so they'll all do the same. What?
Former WWE champion. We
Well,
have
then maybe I'll learn and not.
the architect.
Yeah, that's probably.
The architect, Seth Rollins.
How do you feel about him? I know
He's
this
a
one.
cutie.
He's a cutie.
He's like almost like Roman
I was
Reigns,
gonna
but
say,
like
it's
a
the
thin
hair,
face.
isn't it?
Yeah, and
Can I
he
tell
has
you
like
something?
a beard.
He's friends with Roman Reigns.
Of course he is. Was that the friend that betrayed?
Yeah,
That he
he was the one who
betrayed?
betrayed Roman Reigns. They're
No,
friends again.
I thought Roman Reigns betrayed him
No.
because he kicked him out of the thing, and he was like, "All right."
No, Seth
Alright.
Rollins betrayed him. Oh, in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
But that was like a little friendly competition. They were both fine with that.
Exactly. Like they were like,
So they were both part of a tag team called The Shield with Dean Ambrose. And they were fighting the authority figures on the show called Evolution. And Evolution lost one of its members. And so Evolution was going to come out and try and attack The Shield. And so Seth Rollins grabbed a steel chair to fight back. And Triple H, the leader of Evolution, was like, there's always a plan B. And then Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose down with a steel chair and betrayed them.
I would do a tag team between Roman Reigns and him. If
Oh my god!
you know what I
We know what you mean, Ellen.
Everyone knows what you mean.
I don't know what you mean, Ellen.
Shut up! You don't know this episode! Okay.
I'll explain it to you when
I
you're
don't
older.
I don't think any of the girls are hot enough for that.
Now we have one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions.
I don't know.
The second half of Alexis's favorite tag team.
I'll just
I
The
go
don't
on.
know.
Bar.
No! He is lying. They are not my favorite. Look how white this man is.
He's Irish.
He is whiter than the whiteboard.
He is porcelain. He's
Yeah.
beautiful. Like his skin is flawless. His face is a mess.
It's so fucking white.
What do you think about the hair?
White
It's
people.
terrible. He looks like a weird Hershey kiss.
So let me tell you, that beard he
White
has,
chocolate.
that beard he has,
Like the swirl.
It's a white chocolate caramel.
when he first came back with this,
Ooh, that sounds good though.
No, that's it.
when he first came back with this look,
I
he
love
didn't have a
caramel.
full beard.
Yeah,
He had his beard. No, he had his beard. He had the beard,
He's
but it
wrong.
was braided
Oh,
with beads.
that's
And-
cute.
And the fans chanted
funny.
at him, "You look stupid."
He
Good.
does look stupid. He looks stupid now.
Yeah.
He looks stupid like when he was born.
So white. He's whiter than this piece of paper.
He actually wears
He's
super strength to keep himself from tanning at all. He wears super strength suntan lotion.
That is like the most intensely white thing I've ever heard.
his
Whiter than this
skin
cup?
though.
Oh my god, yeah.
His skin is so perfect though. It's so porcelain.
At what cost, Ellen?
It's porcelain.
At what cost?
I feel like I could swing
At
at
being-
him with a baseball and he
being
would just
so
break.
white that I think he could blind me if we were
His
actually in the same
skin
room.
You know what's
would
great?
break.
You know what's great
glass.
about when he's in a match? Because his skin's so white, when he gets hit, he turns super red because he gets like the welts on him. So it looks like he's been to an actual fucking fight.
That's funny.
Just, you know what? That's a sign of weakness.
Why? Because he wins a lot. He's a champion.
But
Then you can tell where he's been hit, so you can target the weak
So now we don't have a wrestler, but I want to show you her
spots.
because she is the daughter of the owner of the company.
Oh, I know this bitch.
She is the COO,
Chief
operating officer.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
She
gonna
is-
say something not nice.
She is married to a wrestler who's also the executive vice president of talent and creative. This is Stephanie McMahon.
oh, she's pretty.
That's Steph. She's the daughter of the owner of the company,
Don't
so
say
she's
Steph.
important.
I feel like she's gonna fire me.
She will. She's just like her dad. She loves to fire people on TV. Now we have the final three members of the roster. We're coming up on them.
Oh?
So now we have Titus O'Neil.
That's my name.
It's not spelled the same.
I know, I hate it when
It's Titus O'Neil.
I hate when
I'm a
people
fan.
spell it differently.
Yeah, so Titus O'Neil, his gimmick is that
It's
he,
wrong that way.
his gimmick is that he runs a business called Titus Worldwide, but they never win.
Because his name's spelled wrong.
Yeah,
It's
that's
O-N-E-I-L-L.
Okay.
Oh god, I know what that one is.
Now we have a member of the 205
That
Live roster.
That one.
It is TJP.
Okay.
His gimmick is that he's a gamer and his entrance is
I
I
dash.
thought you were going to say something else.
What were you going to say the gimmick is?
What?
What did you think his gimmick
I
was?
thought you were going to say his gimmick is that he's a gay.
I'm not gonna.
No, that's just as good. He's actually like super straight,
Oh, he is. He has
but he
some.
pretends to be.
He has some problematic.
Is he a rapist?
No, he's not. Well, he'd be
He
fired
is
if he's a
a
rapist.
Yeah.
A child molester.
The only thing worse.
A child.
I'm trying.
A child.
All right, thank you for that. No, there are some just some problematic things
Like,
with TJP. I'm trying to find.
Tell me
them.
them.
problematique. That's
I need to know.
with Q-U-E-M.
I'm very impatient.
La problématique.
Doesn't
That's like the worst word
That
in
was
the history
weird.
of ever. I've heard
He's someone who said that he doesn't want to save net neutrality.
He's not. I'm not going to save his neutrality. We're not going to be neutral when I come to his house and murder him.
He's gonna be neutered.
Yes! Okay, that was better than I thought.
I'm gonna neuter him.
So
He's going to need a net of neutrality to catch him
Cut
when
his
I'm
newts.
the final member of the Monday Night Raw roster. Are you ready for the final member of the Monday Night roster? He's part of 205 Live.
Oh, we're going out with a real bang here.
No, we're not going to end with him because we're going to show Ellen my favorite non-WWE wrestler to end the show.
Oh.
And you know who he is.
Do
You've
I?
heard of him.
Oh,
And we're going to tell a little bit about him to end the
Yeah.
show. Tony Nese.
I don't like when their beards are like that.
What is he doing with his face?
He's like
He's like-
yelling.
It's a bad face.
Yeah, it
He
is.
should try harder.
You should try hard.
No, he should
Hey.
try less.
Oh,
and just
probably,
not
yeah.
do anything with his face.
So let me show you. So that was Monday Night Raw. What do you think of the Monday Night Raw roster?
I don't know.
It's got Roman
Yeah.
and Seth
I
Rollins.
do like that.
You like it better than the NXT roster?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I don't think you really liked
There's
anyone
a
on
lot.
NXT that much.
There's a lot of people that were scary in the other one.
So.
But there's a lot of decent people in this one.
This is my favorite non-WWE wrestler. We're going to end the show with him.
Okay.
Because I don't think we'll ever get a chance to talk about him.
Okay.
And I want to talk about him and tell you his storyline so you can react to it.
Okay.
His name is Jimmy Havoc.
Christ.
That's Jimmy Havoc.
He's
from
on fucking
AFI.
kick right now. Listen.
He's from AFI.
Okay, can I tell you why that is fucking amazing that you said that?
Because that's the fucking... Isn't that the lead singer's name? Jimmy Havoc?
No.
Oh, am I wrong? Is it something?
I don't know what his lead singer's name is, but can I tell you why that's amazing? He's best known for his work in a company called Progress Wrestling. His theme song is I Hope You Suffer by AFI.
He is from AFI.
He's
That's their fucking, like, outfits, though. Like, they all do the black with the red tie.
He loves AFI.
And he has the haircut, too. Like, that's
You know
what
what
he
Jimmy
fucking
Havoc is.
does.
Like, he's the king of the goths. The king of the emos, actually. King
Listen.
of the emos, Jimmy Havoc.
He's
Like, that's their shit. I love AFI. That used to be my shit, but it's like,
So,
that's him.
let me tell you why I love Jimmy Havoc. Unless Alexis has something to say about Jimmy Havoc's hair.
it's the hair. Listen.
I
You don't
know.
like the hair?
No, it's not that I don't like the hair. It's that the hair is borderline the white supremacist haircut. It's on.
He is the furthest thing from a white supremacist.
Oh, I believe you, but
Jimmy
it's
Havoc's
getting
such
there.
a great person.
So whenever I see that haircut on a man and not a lesbian, there's like an instant,
Let me say something. Jimmy Havoc is such a great person.
suspicion.
He's one of the nicest guys.
That's good.
I
in the
believe.
world.
No, I know this because we've talked about him
I have to
extensively
say
the past fucking week. Listen.
I've been obsessed with Jimmy Havoc for the past week because one of my favorite podcasts put out an episode about Jimmy Havoc, and that's why I want to talk about Jimmy Havoc.
So this is not to educate Ellen. This is just to get to talk about something.
This is just to talk about Jimmy Havoc
Not a
and everything great about Jimmy Havoc. So Jimmy Havoc is known for wrestling a kind of match called a death match. So hardcore matches, you have like steel chairs, kendo sticks, baseball bats, those kinds of things. Death matches, you have barbed wire, razor wire, thumbtacks in the mouth,
Oh, yeah.
C4 explosions in the ring. Oftentimes,
How is that allowed?
Jimmy Havoc uses light tubes.
It's not the same.
You know what lighting tubes are?
Mm-hmm.
He uses light tubes and breaks them on his opponent's head. Panes of glass. It's called death matches. He was known for doing that kind of match. It wasn't very well known in Britain in the early 2000s. Not a lot of British wrestlers did it. He did it. You remember Finn Balor?
Uh-huh.
Little baby
The
boy.
cutie.
Him and Jimmy Havoc were part of the
Oh,
same
cute.
class in Britain. The same wrestling class. They trained together. One of them went in a different direction than the other. One of them went to Japan and wrestled. One of them became a deathmatch wrestler. So anyway, Progress Wrestling starts. And they're like, we're going to be a wrestling company that's all about technical wrestling and strong style wrestling. None of this hardcore stuff. They obviously had some hardcore matches, but that's not what they wanted to be about. And so they booked this storyline for 3 years. Before the company was even created, they had a storyline for 3 years that they knew they wanted to do.
It's impressive.
Mm-hmm. And so Jimmy Havoc has his thing. So they do these videos called #BookHavoc, where he gets people to send in videos saying that they should book him. And he does these videos, like just on his webcam, saying they should book him. And this is like the first time anyone's ever done it in wrestling. Because it's the early 2000s. They don't use the internet that much. He even has a video of his mom. And his mom tells them to book him. It's adorable.
So cute.
I love it.
And so Jimmy Havoc
His
gets booked.
little mom.
Jimmy Havoc gets booked. And he loses right away his first match. He loses.
Of course.
And he keeps losing. And he keeps losing. And he keeps losing. And he keeps losing. Then he wrestles a technical match. Like no hardcore stuff. And he loses. And he's been doing all these technical matches and he's been losing them all. So then he starts to go more hardcore, more towards deathmatch stuff. Keeps losing, keeps losing,
He just
keeps
sucks.
losing. So then there's this guy that has been bothering the head of the promotion, Jim Smallman. And Jim Smallman and Jimmy Havoc are friends. And Jim Smallman's like, Jimmy, I want to book you in a death match against this guy. We need you to beat him. And Jimmy Havoc's like, listen, I don't want to be a deathmatch wrestler anymore. Nigel McGuinness told me I could be a technical wrestler. I didn't have to do this deathmatch stuff anymore. And he goes, we need you to do it. And he goes, okay, I'll do it. But can you give me something in return? And so what he gets is a title match anytime he wants. And just a contract. He can ask for a title match. And so he wrestles the match, and he loses. He goes back to being a deathmatch wrestler, and he loses it. And so...
Why does he suck?
So then, well, all the fans still love him so much.
Why?
Because they want him to win so badly.
Aww.
And then, this tag team comes out and attacks Jim Smallman.
Oh.
And then Jimmy Havoc comes out and defends him.
Aww.
And Jim Smallman's talking about how the team who attacked him, they don't represent Progress. Progress is all about guys like Jimmy fucking Havoc. And then Jimmy Havoc attacks Jim Smallman.
Wow.
And beats him with a chair.
Why?
Then later on that night,
They were friends.
Later on that night, their champion, Rampage Jackson, loses the title to Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews got absolutely beaten up in that match, but he ended up winning. Then, the tag team, the London Riots, is what they were called, come out and beat up Mark Andrews. And then, Jimmy Havoc comes out, and he says to Jim Smallman, I want my title match right now. So he hits his finishing move onto Mark Andrews and forces Jim Smallman to count the pin. And he gets the world title. And he does shit like this.
What?
That's
pretty crazy.
He becomes the biggest bad guy in wrestling.
That's pretty crazy.
And he holds the world title for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So
then he finally got good.
And he's filming videos. And so at the beginning of his title run, he has this whole group behind him, and he's against Progress. So they literally call themselves Regression. He's against the entire idea of progress. That's how evil he is.
And that guy was saying, he's like, Jimmy Havoc is a Progress, and I was like,
He's against it. How he's so
No,
evil.
bitch.
He's so evil that he's against the idea of progress itself, and they call themselves Regression.
That's relatable though.
So then, they keep having these matches, and so so at the beginning of his title run, it becomes, he's a chicken shit coward that hides behind all these people.
Same.
But then, later on it becomes, he's just a psychopath who will do anything to hurt people, and he does so many vicious things. He
People
brings all his
still like him
deathmatch
now?
stuff. No, people hate him.
Oh.
People boo him. There's a story once where in the middle of his run, he went to an event with a WWE wrestler that was going to be there, and the fans hated the WWE wrestler too. So they give him like mild boos when the WWE guy comes out. Jimmy Havoc comes out, and the crowd boos him so heavily. And this one guy who hadn't been paying attention to the company was like, why is he getting booed so much? And the fans started describing what he did, like in the company, but they were describing it like he committed actual war crimes and not just like he committed actual atrocities and not just in a storyline.
Yeah.
They hated him so much, and he loved being hated. His
that's relatable though. I would also love being hated.
he was like, as a wrestler, when you want to be hated, he was the wrestler who wanted to be hated. He didn't sell any merch. He sold no t-shirts. He had a shirt that said "Die Havoc Die," and people loved it and wanted to buy it. He wouldn't sell it. So then the company was like, "Listen, we can make money off this shirt. We have to sell it." So they did a story where they start selling the shirt, and Jimmy Havoc comes out and he goes, "Jim Smallman's selling the shirt without my permission, and I'm not making a dime off of it. And if you buy it, you guys are fucking stupid. And I'm not gonna wear this fucking shirt anymore." And then he puts on a new shirt that just says "fuck you all." That's what he wears from then on. It just says "fuck you all," and they never sold that shirt. People wanted to buy that shirt too, but they never sold
I
the
would
"fuck
buy
you all"
that
shirt.
shirt though.
I would too.
Like, that's relatable.
So anyway, they get to a match between him and what they call his arch rival, Will Ospreay. And Will Ospreay, his whole story in this match is that he has a move called the 630 or the 650 splash. He hit it one time and he got hurt doing the move. So he's scared to do the move. And he has never beaten. This is his third time challenging Jimmy Havoc, and he hasn't beaten Jimmy Havoc at all. And Jimmy Havoc hasn't lost in like 2 years.
Wow.
So Jimmy Havoc and him go at it, Will Ospreay hits the move, wins the world title. Jimmy Havoc's pissed. Jimmy Havoc then gets a number 1 contender match at their next show against one of his stablemates, one of the teammates in Regression. And they fight this absolutely brutal match. And he gets so beat up and just so broken down, and he loses the match. And then Jim Smallman comes out, and Jim offers his hand to Jimmy Havoc.
He doesn't take it.
And Jimmy Havoc takes it, and he stands up, and the crowd fucking erupts. They are so happy that Jimmy Havoc is nice now. And he's a nice guy.
What the fuck is this?
And they love Jimmy Havoc so much.
I'm so confused.
And,
so do they like him now, though?
Yeah, he's been kicked. And then, so at that point in the storyline, he's going to leave the company. And so he leaves. And then he gets hurt in Australia. And so he can't wrestle for a year. But then he comes back. All these people are beating on Jim Smallman again. And Jimmy Havoc comes back and saves Jim Smallman. And then he gets a match against their current champion. Then he gets a match against the current champion, Pete Dunne. And this match describes how vicious Jimmy Havoc can be when he's wrestling. He does this thing in the match. He gets a piece of paper. Like this. Grabs Pete Dunne's hand. And gives him paper cuts in the webbing of Pete Dunne's hand.
That's just rude.
Then, it's not.
It would have been worse if it was in the feet.
But wait, he's not done yet.
Feet.
He's not done yet. He then takes a bottle of tequila
Oh, no.
and pours tequila on the hand into the wounds.
Tequila.
But I love
I
Jimmy
feel like
Havoc.
any other alcohol would be worse.
Whatever. Jimmy Havoc's one of my favorite wrestlers. He's also a great technical wrestler. He's not just a deathmatch wrestler. He's super good at everything. And I just want to show you one last picture. This is his Die Havoc Die shirt.
I like it.
Where's Jimmy? His Die Havoc Die.
I'm a fan.
And so that is my favorite non-WWE wrestler.
Okay.
Jimmy Havoc. What do you think of Jimmy compared to the WWE?
I don't know.
What do you think of that awesome storyline?
That was a pretty cool story. Like, it was
a lot.
kind of confusing, though. Because, like...
You can't decide if he wants to be
Exactly.
friends
He
with this
wants
bitch.
to be good, and then he wants to be bad, and then he wants to be good again.
That's the way it goes, though.
But he
isn't
seems to suck when he's good.
it? Yeah.
No, he's good. No, he's actually won before that. Like, he won a lot of matches before that. But, like, the story was that they're going to have him lose all these matches, so the fans really get behind him for when he wins. But then his first win is such a shitbag.
Yeah.
When the way he wins and the way he does it, the fans absolutely hate it.
It's fantastic.
I'm glad that him and his friend are friends again.
They were friends the whole time during the storyline. They were friends in real life. And they said afterwards,
I'm glad that they're friends.
They talked about the storyline, and they said afterwards, like, the hardest thing they could do was they couldn't hang out during the storyline because they wanted to make it seem believable. And so, like, they were like, oh, it was super hard because they were such good friends, and we couldn't, like, hang out and talk to each other.
Aw, that's so cute. It's adorable.
Friends are cute.
You know what that is? Gay.
So, that's the end of this episode of STW. Next time, join us. We're going to talk about SmackDown Live and no other wrestling company.
Well, unless you get another obsession.
Unless I get another obsession. Kenny Omega. No, I'm kidding.
What?
I don't like Kenny Omega that much. I don't like Kenny Omega as much as Jimmy Havoc. So, like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, we want that artwork.
Oh, yeah.
We want that fan art. Roman Reigns on a beach, deep V-neck pirate shirt, holding Ellen in a red dress.
If I could draw. You know who's... I'm not going to say that.
So, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends, your family, your pets, your dog, your cat, and your goldfish.
The lead singer of AFI is Davey Havoc. That's why I thought of that.
If you don't have a goldfish, they're officially banned from watching no other fish types.
With the haircut. With the haircut.
They have such similar hair.
That's what I'm saying.
Same.
And so, signing off, it's Frankie.
I'm done.